This video, we are going to talk about top 5 abandoned theme park in UK. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Theme parks and attractions across Britain lie in a state of disrepair years after closing their doors. These once thriving family attractions now only exist in memory. Number 5. Blobbyland, Somerset. Based on the popular Saturday night TV show Noel's House Party, which was set in the fictional village of Crinkley Bottom, Blobbyland was opened at Cricket St Thomas in Somerset. In the height of Blobbymania, when the pink spotty sidekick starred into the show, it featured a range of Mr. Blobby-themed attractions. Rides included the Animals of Farthing Wood, a safari ride, a deer park in Double-Aubin, Mr. Blobby's house which was painted bright pink with yellow spots and a blue roof. The park closed in 1998 following dwindling attendance figures, but in the years that followed many attempted to break into the empty site. Efforts were made by the owners to stop people breaking in, including blocking up an access tunnel, but the site was eventually demolished in 2014. Crinkley Bottom, also popularly referred to as Blobbyland, was the operating title for a series of British theme parks operating in the 1990s. They were created by Noel Edmonds based on the fictional village of Crinkley Bottom, where the Noel's House Party television program was based. The parks operated based on the popularity of Mr. Blobby. 3 parks were operated under the Crinkley Bottom name in England by Edmonds' company, Unique. However, all of the parks eventually failed and were either closed or rebranded. Crinkley Bottom license, the park transformed its theatre into a castle. This arrangement only lasted for a year due to a change of ownership. Number 4. Frontierland, Lancashire. This complex in Morecambe operated for almost 100 years, rebranding in the 1980s during the height of the theme park era with a Western theme. Frontierland Western Theme Park was a theme park in Morecambe, Lancashire, England, situated on Marine Road West, which operated from 1906 to the 7th of November 1999, with a final year consisting of only travelling rides in 2000. Frontierland was home to several popular rides and attractions, including the famous Polo Tower, a 150 feet tall tower sponsored by Polo Mines, a sky ride, a log flume and a runaway mine train. However, a decline in visitor numbers led to the park closing in 1999. In 2000, Frontierland was officially closed down by Geoffrey Thompson, managing director of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. All of the rides, excluding the Polo Tower and log flume, were demolished or dismantled and sold on. The Rattler was moved to the Pleasure Beach, whilst the Wild Mouse, later called Runaway Mine Train, for the new look Frontierland, and the Chair O Plains were moved to Pleasureland Southport, which later closed down in 2006. Unlike Pleasureland, Frontierland was never resurrected, and the site remained wasteland until 2007, when 3 outlets were built. These large outlets were positioned at the back of the park, an area that previously featured the Stampede, Teacups, and Parrots rides. Most of the rides were demolished, dismantled or sold on. A retail area was built on part of the site, though plans for a full shopping park and leisure complex are still on hold, despite planning permission being granted several years ago. Number 3. American Adventure, Derbyshire, once home to several white-knuckle rides which featured top roller coasters, like the Missile, Twin Looper and Nightmare Niagara. American Adventure is sorely missed. The park for many years had a number of large white-knuckle attractions, but in 2005 was rethemed as a family park aimed at the under-14 market. In January 2007, the owners announced that it would not reopen for the new season, and the rides would be sold off. What remained of American Adventure was left to rot. Despite a petition to rebuild it, the park has now been demolished, and the land is being prepared for building work to start on 307 homes, a hotel, retirement village, leisure facilities and offices. The extra drop made it the tallest log flume in the UK throughout its operational life. This record was reverted to Loggers Leap at Thorpe Park, as this ride used to hold the record before the new drop was added, and when that closed in 2015, the title went to Tiger Rock at Chessington World of Adventures. In 1995, the Iron Wolf roller coaster, now located in a Polish theme park, and known as the Tic Tac Tornado, was installed, which broke away from the American theming of the park, and was instead themed around the ITV game show Gladiators. From 1996 onwards, the park began to decline, and in 1997, Granada sold it to a company called Venture World, which was headed by John Broome, a former Alton Towers developer. During the reign of Broome as owner of the park, the only noticeable change was the addition of minor, or upcharge attractions, and the slow decline of many of the park's attractions. Number 2. Pleasure Island, Cleethorpes. The park opened on the 27th of May 1993. It was originally a subsidiary of Flamingoland Limited. Pleasure Island became independent of Flamingoland in May 2010, and was owned and operated by Dewar Saville Enterprises Limited, until closing at the end of the 2016 season. Once home to Cleethorpes Zoo, Pleasure Island with a range of family attractions covering the 54-acre site. Robert Gibb's son, Gordon Gibb, later became the chief executive of the company to directly run Flamingoland, while his sister Vicky Gibb, and subsequently other sister Melanie Wood, formerly Gibb, took the responsibility for the management of Pleasure Island. Negotiations took place to separate Pleasure Island from its sister park Flamingoland, resulting in the managing director of Pleasure Island, Melanie Wood, taking control of the park on 14 April 2010 as a separate entity from the family company. Pleasure Island was then operated by Dewar Saville Enterprises Limited, directed by Wood, and marked the end of Pleasure Island and Flamingoland's association. As a result of the ownership transfer, the Grimsby Telegraph website broke news that the park had closed. The park reopened under its new ownership on 1 May 2010. In 2013, a farm and petting zoo was added, including a tractor ride replacing an electric monorail. Thrill-seekers used to flood to the site to enjoy the rides and attractions, which included 6 white-knuckle rides. The iconic theme park closed at the end of 2016 after 23 years due to a gradual fall in visitor numbers. The rides and fixtures were sold off under auction in 2018, leaving behind little of what was once a booming theme park. Number 1. Camelot, and was operating seasonally until the end of 2012. Based on the King Arthur's medieval Camelot castle, this theme park welcomed thousands of visitors every year, boasting a 1,000-feet roller coaster called the Nightmare. The park was featured in a 1994 episode of Sooty & Co., in which presenter Matthew Corbett takes Sooty, Sweep and Sue there. On 4 November 2012, Camelot suddenly announced that they would not be reopening for the season of 2013. The abandoned park was profiled in a Series 2 Episode 1 of Hidden Britain by Drone. Camelot was also home to a log flume, the Twister, 3 large water slides, and a large Caterpillar roller coaster train which spanned the entire length and depth of the park. The park closed in 2012, leaving its sprawling 140-acre site to fall into disrepair. Many of the rides were sold to parks around Europe, but others including Nightmare were left behind. Now abandoned, Camelot has become a playground for urban explorers. What do you think of our list? Which of the theme park you miss? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.